Hey everybody, and welcome in to the Blount County Coaches Corner. And our stop today finds us in Susan Moore, Alabama, home of the Susan Moore Bulldogs, and the head coach of the Susan Moore Bulldogs, Coach Wes Patterson. And Coach, you're going into your third year now. Your first 2 years, you made it to the playoffs. Your second year, you won a playoff game. So now there's a little bit of momentum going with this football program. You got a great quarterback coming back. He's still young. You got some pieces coming back. Let's talk first of all about what it means to you to be here, as your dad was a great legend here, as the field's named after, but how much it means to you to follow his footsteps and to be here at Susan Moore.
You know, it means a lot to this place. It meant a lot to my family for the better part of 50 years. Dad really cut his teeth into coaching here, 22 years, and, you know, growing up, never thought I'd be here. Matt and I, my older brother, he always said, like, we don't want to go there and be in that shadow, but when the Lord opens doors, you just walk through them, and that's what my wife and I did, and we prayed about it, and it's been the best decision we've made in our 13 years of marriage.
Well, I know he's proud of you, and this community is grateful to have you, and you've done a great job since you've been here. This particular team, talk a little bit about what you've done this summer to prepare you for this season, then we'll talk a little bit about the actual players in this team.
This summer, we worked out 4 days a week, and we pushed them harder this summer than we have the past two. Mainly because they're used to us in the weight room now. They're used to what we want to do, strength-wise, speed and condition-wise. And so we really pushed them because we got a lot of kids coming back and trying to build off the momentum that we've had the past 2 years. And we went to 3 different OTAs, 2 7-on-7s, and just a lot more competition this summer than we have in the past, and just really to get those kids ready to get everyone working together.
Well, and I know that you do have some kids coming back. Sam Garrison is one of the better sophomores. It's hard to believe he's just a sophomore. I had the fortunate enough to coach him this summer in some AAU basketball and enjoyed getting to know him, and he's just a great kid. But he is gifted. He's got something that a lot of people don't have, but he's got size, quickness, and skill, and he does all that well, I think. And talk about him and how he's developed even more.
You know, the most impressive thing about him is his maturity level. For just being a sophomore, he acts like he's 18 years old and going to be a senior getting ready to go to college. He's a leader, not only on the football field, but in the weight room, in the classroom, in the hallways, outside. And he's a kid that he leads by example first, really pushes himself everywhere he's at, and then it's easy for him to speak up and people to follow him. He's just a natural leader. He's a kid that the sky's the limit for him, a very bright future ahead of him. And we sat down and we've talked about what the future holds for him, that it's all in his hands. He's got to put forth the work, and that's what he's been doing most recently.
Well, that was a joy for me to get to meet him in a little different realm. He's a great young man, no doubt about it. But you got a lot of other folks too. Talk about some kids this year on this team that maybe didn't have as big a role last year that will have a big role this year that you're going to have to depend on this year.
I think a kid like Max Cervantes has really bought into the weight room, really pushing himself. You know, his brother's going to school here. His brother was a great back, but Max wants to make a name for himself. And he's really stepped into a leadership role. And he really, he's a pound for pound strongest kid we have. And he leads in the weight room, calling people out when they're not doing what they're supposed to. And it's awesome to see player-led teams. Caleb Hopkins, returning offensive lineman, started every game. I'm looking for him to have a really, really breakout season on the O-line. Cooper Burgess will be a 3-year starter coming back for us now. And then Elliott Walker has started every game since I've coached here. And, you know, that you can't pass up experience. Evan Swagger Harris on the D-line's a kid that doesn't say much, barely ever talks, but the kid works, and he's wide open every snap, every rep, no matter we're walkthroughs or we're 11-on-11, good on good, let's get after it. He's wide open, and Lucas Beard's grown up a lot. He's a kid that, at the receiver, he's going to have a big year. He's dynamic.
And we got a phone call going on right now.
We do.
Well, I will say this. I thought about it, and that's one thing about taping these things. You never know what to scoop, what you're going to have. So just be ready for anything. But one of the things that impressed me is you don't have a lot of seniors. So whatever's good this year is going to be good for a while. Talk about how many seniors you got.
We have 3 seniors.
3. That's not many.
Well, no, it's not.
The future is bright here.
You know, we've had a couple that outside of their circumstances have had to move, just bounce around for family members. But we have 3. We have 1 starter. Elliot's the lone starter. The other 2, Alec Melvin and Damian Hill, they're going to, rotate in some at outside linebacker. They're going to be on special teams. But really got one that I expect Elliot to play, every snap, Lord willing, for us. And so still really young as far as our grade, but we have a lot of experience. And so that's what's, exciting about these kids.
Well, there's some good days ahead, no doubt, for the Bulldogs as you got a young team. Also, when you think about this team, I don't know what you would call your strength, but what's some things that concern you about this year?
I think really anybody at this level is depth. That you get the wrong kid dinged up, and not just Sam, could be Max, could be a Caleb Hopkins. I mean, you never know who it may be that now you're having a kid that not necessarily ready to be the guy on Friday night, but he's close. Now he's thrown in the fire and he has to. And so that's one of those things that, kind of concerning, but I think that's just everybody at 2A, 3A ball is, your depth is always an area of concern.
Well, and I say this it's going to be on probably every video, every team. The number one concern that I've heard from all teams is we just can't get a lot of people hurt. Mm-hmm. And that's just what it is now, and playing 2A. Now, we'll talk about your 2A schedule. You're in a pretty tough region, and that, last year Coosa had some troubles and they wasn't able to qualify. They're going to be qualifying this year, and they're going to be loaded. Southeastern ended up winning the region. They're back with a lot of kids coming back. Cleveland's going to be much improved. I don't know about the rest of your teams in that region, but talk about the region and what's going to take to be competitive and get a chance to host another playoff game.
It's a tough region. Obviously, Coosa's the outlier. They are what they are. Southeastern Coach Bird does an outstanding job, always has them ready to play. Faultville returns a good amount of people, so does Cold Springs. Cold Springs plays a very physical brand of football. Cleveland's just getting better. I think, what Coach Glaze does, he's been snake bit the past couple of years with some injuries. And, injury here and there, they're a totally different ball team. And so it's West End, it's always a rival game, so that's going to be a big game for us. But it's a tough schedule. You throw in a non-region game in the middle of it in Aniana.
Yeah.
And then, we got a tough month and a half.
That's right.
You got a tough month and a half from early on until you get a bye week to kind of recharge your batteries and regroup.
No gimmies.
No.
It's going to be something every week, no doubt about it. Well, there's no doubt Susan Moore's a great place. It's got great kids, great tradition. They have had many teams to have success over the years, and I really believe that with all my heart that there's a lot of good days ahead for this Bulldog program, and you're doing a great job. I know that as I talk to people in the community, they're awfully excited about the future. So a lot of good things going on up here in Bulldog land, and Coach does a great job. And we certainly want to wish you and the Dogs good luck as you go in this season. This will be the first of a lot of interviews throughout the year that we'll have on Coach's Corner. We want to do this one on the video, and we're excited about the upcoming year, and we wish you good luck as you start this new season.
All right, I appreciate it.
Good luck to you, Coach.
Yes, sir.
We'll be back with more coaches after a word from our sponsors.
Custom, precise, and built tough. That's the only way we do it at 2M Welding and Fabrication. We bring your vision to life exactly how you want it. From handrails and gates to trailers and structural projects. If it's metal, we make it custom. That's why we're one of the fastest growing fabricators in the industry. Built to match your standards and exceed expectations. Learn more and see our work at 2mweldingandfab.com. 2M Welding and Fabrication. Built 2M Tough.